So that sermon title is From Walking to Sitting, Guarding Against the Spiritual Drift. So on a daily basis, most of the people I know, yourself, myself, we are all totally free. We are not totally free from the um relentless daily grinds. The grinds, I mean, is the hard, dull work that we do every day. We really want to escape from all those work, but we are meant to do all this work. Only then our life will move on. Let's say homemakers. So every present children, ever present children, homemakers will have the children from morning till evening, even at night, and they will not be able to take rest nearly more than 14 hours a day, competing with the strong wills and competing with the endless list of chores for the homemakers. Likewise, let's take the professionals. So the professionals, they experience a different type of grind, and uh, they face different people with different characters. They have to handle those people with different characters, different attitudes. Some will be very angry towards them, some will be very pleasing towards them during the professional, when the professionals are handling those people in the companies. So it is very hard for us to move on with all these chores in our life. So it is a very dull thing that in our life which we cannot escape from it. So let's say a professional, a company manager or CEO, he doesn't want to face all these struggles in his life. So is it okay for him to come out of this company? No, he cannot go out of this thing because he needs to earn money, he needs to support the family. So likewise, let's take the truck drivers, the people who are, their job is to drive the trucks. So when they want to drive the truck altogether, it is a different type of exhausting routine. Every day, same route. They have to travel through the same route, the same place, the same truck. They will be driving every single day throughout most of their life. Okay, let's take the athletes. Okay. So let's take the athletes. So they have this grinds of unending hours of practice, which is reflecting their, they have to reflect their techniques that they have learned. So they have to perfect their techniques in their day to day life. Second, let's see the students and the professionals. So what do students and professionals, professors, they do? They have a ceaseless preparation. They have to prepare all throughout their life. The professors especially, they will be preparing the same syllabus, the same curriculum for nearly years. They have to do the same thing. And students, they prepare for the exams throughout the year, and they'll be just preparing, and they want to get out of it, but they cannot get out of it. So the fact is that the grinds is not going to go away in our life. Let us also see the salesman. So salesmen have to live with a quota, and performers constantly, they have to rehearse. And the therapist, so psychological therapist, when we see their life, they cannot escape from the depressed soul after another. They every day they have to face the hear the problems of the people. Every day they have to come across the depressed people. And yeah, psychologically, when we try to do the same thing, we will feel like, what is this kind of a life in our day to day life? I feel very bored. Why am I supposed to do the same thing though we get all these questions, can we escape from it? No, we cannot escape from it. So there are many grinds that we can name on. We can keep on naming them. The grind of fear, the kind of discouragements, the grinds of uncertainty, the grinds of personal weakness, and the grinds of compromise. So today we are going to see how such kind of compromise can erode the blessings that God has in our life. So how can we guard against the spiritual compromise and erosion? There is a place in Chennai. Uh, it is called the Maulivakkam. Those John and Sandra, they are familiar with this place. So I recall reading years ago of the construction of the Maulivakkam building collapse in Chennai. So the building, they were constructing this building, and it collapsed. Around 61 people were dead in this building. So they investigated what is the reason, what is the cause of this collapse. They found out that it is because of the man-made excavation, erosion, soil erosion that took place, and that weakened the foundation of this building. So the building looks very strong outwards. We see here the building looks very strong and very beautiful. Look at the architect, the way they have built it, the design, everything looks very beautiful. But the soil erosion, the excavation, that has weakened the basement. So it collapsed, and many people had to die. So when the compromise begin in our lives, spiritual erosion weakens our foundation. The same way, even when everything still looks strong to the surface. So, compromise and erosion, how can we escape from this? How can I identify it? How can I be conscious? How can I resist it? So, the compromise, it will not come like, hello, I am compromised, I'm come here into your life, that we can identify. No, we cannot identify the compromise very easily. So compromise is rarely announce itself with trumpets. No, say that, oh, I'm here, I am the compromise, I'm here in your life. No, it will not announce it and come to our life. The compromise will come, enter into our life in a very subtle way. First, rationalization. Sometimes, when being a Christian, a small justification, we will think, okay, when I am with my friends, when they tell something uh, about morality or something, that when we feel like, okay, what will my friend think about me if I stay to the Bible, when I don't want to compromise it, I what will they think about me? So let me say, okay, it's okay. For example, so one day in India, one of my family member, though her family members are uh, worshipping the Hindu god, she and her mom was worshipping the true God of the Bible. So um, it was a very big festival, and they sacrifice wild animals to the goddesses, and then they cook that meat and they eat. So in our Bible it is clearly said that we cannot participate in any of the celebrations of the ungodly people, and we cannot participate in it, and we cannot eat any meat from the sacrifices that is kept in front of the other goddesses. So what she said, in front of everyone, she said, no, I'm not going to take this and I'm not going to eat this, because in Bible it is said so and so, and I don't want to do this. So this is the thing that I'm speaking about, the small justification that she does not want to. She chose not to justify that this thing is not going to harm her. So this rationalization that we have to be very careful of. Next, this rationalization will slowly make us to give more excuses. One compromise makes one easier to accept the other one. Next, so the weakening it, when we compromise, when we start excusing, what happens is it weakens our conviction. God has given us a very good heart that convicts us. The Holy Spirit who lives in us will always convict us on which is right and which is wrong. So, when we do the rationalization, next, when we give some excuses, that will slowly weaken our convictions. And this conviction weakness will slowly drift us away from the spiritual life. We find ourselves far from where we began, unstable and unvulnerable. Let us all, as we all know, the Psalm 1, uh, Psalm chapter 1, verse 1. Can someone take the Bible and read? This is a very familiar psalm. We all know this by heart.
And believe that in the context of love.
Yes, thank you. So, as I said, that this erosion, this compromise, all these things, how can I protect me? So the psalmist King David, he is a very wonderful man. He has put down all the instructions for us in the book of Psalm. The first chapter itself is clearly teaching us, is helping us to understand how we can save ourselves from the compromise. So blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. So here we can take three words: walk, stand, and sit. So I'm going to speak on these 3 points. Let us take the walk. So, walk, and then it is given in the Bible that blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel. So, walking, counsel, and then ungodly. Can you see the slide? Okay. So, walk, counsel, wicked or ungodly, stand, path, sinners, and sit, seat, and scoffers. Let us say walking. Walk in the counsel of the wicked. Okay. Judges chapter 13, we see here, Judges chapter 14, verse 1. Judges chapter 14, verse 1. Can someone read? So here we see Samson, what he does, he is just strolling. He is just walking here and there, and then he is going to the place called Timnah, and there he sees a woman. So uh, the walk that we do. So Samson clearly knows from the childhood his parents has raised him, given all the instructions that he is a Nazarite and he should follow all the instructions of God, and he is not allowed to get married. But yet, though he knows, he is well aware of all the instruction, all the laws in his life, yet he is flirting with evil, yet he is flirting with a sin. See, in the book of Psalm, chapter 1, verse 1, the word blessed means in Hebrew, it is called, oh, happiness many times over. So it is, when we translate is, when we use this phrase instead of blessed, let us read like this. Oh, happiness many times over is the man who does not walk in the counsel. So here, Hebrew word walk means the casual movement along the way. Casual movement along the way. The word counsel means moral firm. The counsel in our English Bible, the meaning of the Hebrew word counsel is moral firm. So let us say like this, oh, happiness many times to the man who does not casually move along the way in the moral firm, and he is very morally firm. So, flirting with ungodliness can begin casually. For flirting with ungodliness can begin casually, like Samson did. So Samson, he does not want to stay in one place. He's just going here and there. He's going to one place to after another, and he is flirting with, he's talking with women. He's going and talking with the Palestinian women. God has clearly given the instructions that they cannot marry a person who are from the ungodly countries, ungodly states. So this, though Samson is aware of it, but he fails to follow the instruction. So the drift, that when we listen to ungodly advices, so we all know Samson's life story, that slowly he married Dimna, and she was giving him instructions. Can you tell me the secret of your strength? Can you tell me? And she was giving him all the instructions. He tried not to tell her, but finally, when unconsciously he was flirting with the evil, this evil has unconsciously taken him into the deepest thing, where from there he cannot come out, where he cannot escape, he cannot come out of this flirtiness. So this evil will never, we will think, oh, I'm just, a little bit compromising. No, little slight compromise will also take us to the evil center of the sin. Next one, the next point, standing in the path of the sinners. Let us turn to Second Chronicles chapter 19 verse 2. Second Chronicles chapter 19 verse 2. Can someone read? Yes. So we see Joseph at first, initially he is having alliances with the ungodly kings. It is just the diplomat thing. It is just the he being a king, he is supposed to have friendship with the kings around his cities, around his nation. So initially it was just that he had to support them. He was standing with them for the war. He is just standing with them. He might have thought, I'm just standing. And we see, when we read there, we can see, he is very, unconsciously, he's very aware. He thinks that, okay, I am just supporting him because he is my friend, because this king is my friend, and that is why I'm supporting him. But no. So that has that supporting thing, that standing for them, that has sinned. That itself is called sin here in the Bible. So when the prophet comes and says that, he says, should you help the wicked, should you help the ungodly, and love those who hate the Lord, therefore the wrath of the Lord is upon you. So, dear brothers and sisters, when we stand for the ungodly people, when we stand for the sinners, when we stand for the people who are not godly, who are not believers, we have to be very vigilant. Are we really supporting them? Are we really standing for them? In what ways am I standing for them? So we have to be very cautious, because when we stand, we will think in our mind, I'm just standing. But unconsciously we will be going towards the path of the sinners. So next, let us see the point, sit. Okay, so how many of you know Charles Colson? There is a man called Colson, and he is the founder of the Prison Fellowship. So, Charles Colson, he was flirting with evil. He was standing. He was the president. Okay. So there was a president in US. His name was Nixon. So Hashitman Colson, Charles Colson was called as the Hashitman because he is a very good lawyer, and he is very loyal to the president, US President Nixon. And he is a very ambitious guy. He is not a bad man, he is not an evil man, but he is a very ambitious man. He's a very good lawyer, defender, and he's, his motto, and the people around him, their motto is win at all cost. So their motto is just win at all costs. They have to fight. They have to fight and make the US president's name to be very proud, and to be, they does not want any of the other parties to talk against the US President Nixon. So what happened? Though Charles Colson was very ambitious, he was driven and surrounded by the deceit, manipulation, and cover up. All these small compromises was around him. So what the people around him, they were very deceitful, they were manipulating, they were covering up some small uh, uh, crimes for the sake of saving the name of the US President Nixon. So, one day, when he was compromising, he felt in his heart, am I really being loyal? Because he is called as the loyal lawyer for the Nixon, loyal secretary for Nixon. So people were praising him. In it was in 1970s. So people were praising him and saying that, oh, Nixon is very loyal to him. Oh, Colson is very loyal to Nixon. So Colson had this in his mind. Am I really loyal to him? So, when he was thinking like that, he started to justify himself under patriotism and loyalty, that, so whatever deceitful thing that I do, no, whatever manipulation I do, but it is all for the sake of the patriotism. It is all for the sake of the loyalty. And he just ignored that consciousness. So the first evil started when he allowed smear campaigns. Smear campaigns is that, uh, to in order to make the president proud, they will allow the other people to uh, do the campaign against the president, so that he can involve and show the patriotism. So Charles can involve his patriotism, he can show the loyalty. So he started to allow the smear campaigns, and then slowly that moved on to leaking the information. He started leaking information to the opposite party. Then slowly what happened? So he intimidated the rivals, and he thought, okay, this is all patriotism, this is all loyalty. So he thought this. So one day, he quoted that, I was valuable to the president because I was ruthless, blind to how wrong that was. So there was a turning point in his life. So this small compromises led to a very big scandal called Watergate scandal, and due to the scandal he was sent to the prison. When he was in the prison, he had a very good friend who met him, and he said, Charles, I want you to read this book. This is a book written by C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity. So, when Charles was in the prison, he read the Mere Christianity book, and he confessed that he was pride, he was deceitful, and he had moral blindness. And once Charles says that I went into prison as Nixon's man, and I came out as Christ man. So, what transformation did that happen? So, while he was in the prison, first he denied all the allegations, but later, when he became Christian, when he accepted the Christ, then he confessed his sins, and also he founded the Prison Fellowship International, and which is serving millions in more than 100 countries. So, he also quoted in one of his book as, at the peak of power, it took prison to meet the true king. So we see that Charles Colson was standing. He was standing for the president. He was standing for the president, and slowly he had to take the path of the sinners. And now we see sit. The third point, sit. Sitting on the seat of the scoffers. So, sitting or settling. Sitting we can call as settling. So, settling is a permanent residency. You can call it as a permanent residency. So, scoffers make light of the sacred. We all know that how scoffers will always do. Here, let us turn to Genesis chapter 13. We see in the Bible, we all are familiar with Lot. Let us turn to Genesis chapter 13, verse 10 to 11. Chapter 13, 10 to 11. And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plains of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as you go towards Zoar. So when we stand here and see something, how can we compare? Oh, that is very great. It is like the Garden of Eden. Lot is thinking that the Zoar is like a Garden of Eden. It is like the Egypt. It is well flourished. So when he says that he has gotten the desire to go inside the Zoar. So sitting signifies settling. So a permanent identification with the ungodliness. So the one who once flirted with sin now feels at home among the scornful. When Lot went inside, when he settled with his family in Sower, he now thinks, I am not able to influence these people, but these people, they are scoffers, they are full of sin, they are doing all the bad activities, and they are influencing these people. These people are very evil. We see how evil these people are in the other chapters. So they are saying that, you come and be together. And we see that when the guest, the angels of the Lord came to Lord's house, so the we know how the people of Sodom, they acted. We see in Genesis chapter 19 verse 1. Let us read. Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of the Sodom. So, throughout the Old Testament, when you see, when the head of the family is sitting in the gate of a city, that means that particular head of the family is participating in the social, political affairs of that city. So, here we see that Lot, though he is surrounded by evil men, he is settled in Sodom, and he is participating in the country affairs. So though he has God in him, though he is carrying that light in him, he is not able to influence, though he is socially, politically involved among the city of Sodom. So the angel saw them, and when Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed them himself with his face towards the ground. So we see on the third verse that he insisted strongly that they turned into him and enter his house, and then he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. And now on the fourth verse, now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter surrounded the house. And they called to Lot and said to him, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them carnally. So Lot went out through the doorway and shut the door behind and said, please, brethren, do not do so wickedly. See now, I have two daughters who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out of you, and you may do to them as you wish. See, we see, Lord, He, when we see evil in the Bible, it is clearly said when Joseph, he faced evil, it is written, he was fleeing from that place. So whenever an sin is happening, the Bible clearly tells us that we should flee from the sin, flee from that place, flee from the whatever situation that we are. But here Lot is trying, because he is settled there, so he is compromising and saying, okay, now this thing has happened, that he is now telling, please take my daughters, do whatever you want to them, but don't allow my guest to, don't harm my guest, he says. And we see that when the angels took the Lot's family out of Sodom, his wife, she is very much attached to the Sodom and Gomorrah, and she turns out and she becomes the pillar of the salt. And also we see after that, this sin has influenced the daughters of Lot. So what they did, when they went to the mountains, they also sinned with the father. So this sin, somehow it has influenced their life, because they have settled in the place where they are not supposed to be. So seating, dwelling, habitation, being permanent in this will cause us or take us to very big destruction. Let us read Psalm 1, chapter 1, verse 3. Psalms 1, verse 3. Can someone read? So, godly behavior occupies with God's word. It's an absolute standard with clear direction. So, when we are with God, when the blessings of the Lord, when we don't do this, when we do not walk, when we do not stand, when we choose not to sit. So, these walking, standing, and sitting, it is we who are choosing it. It is we who are choosing it. We have to choose not to walk. We have to choose not to stand. We have to choose not to sit. When we do that, the first verse says the promise of happiness. The second verse gives the means of experiencing it. And the third verse we see it declares the end result. Here it says, He, the one who does not walk, the one who does not stand, the one who does not sit, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers, and he that bring forth its fruit in its season, and those leaves shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. Clearly we see whatever we does. So the tree by streams of water, he will be planted. That means we will be stable, fruitful. That means in our life, in the Christian life, we will be keeping on growing and we will be unwithered. Unwithered means we will endure this and prosperous, fulfilling the God's goal. Here we see planted. The word planted means we are firmly rooted, we are stable, we are grounded, spiritually fortified against the storms that comes in our life. So when we choose not to walk, when we choose not to stand, when we choose not to sit, then we will be planted firmly, we will be stable, we will be grounded, we will be spiritually fortified against the storms in our life. When we choose not to walk, when we choose not to stand, when we not to sit, then we will be fruitful, we will be productive, and we will be growing in every season. In every season. I have my sister's father in law. When I was doing my college, one day I happened to visit their house. So they had an orange tree. So he was plucking oranges and we were cutting it and we were eating the oranges. We were so happy, when we saw the orange tree, because it is not in India. Seeing an orange tree is unfamiliar. So I was really excited and I was eating the fruit. So he told me one thing. Joanna, do you know one thing? This tree, it bears fruit all the season. Usually orange does not do that, right? So orange only comes only for one season we will get the fruit. So he said to me, this fruit, it bears the fruit for all the 4 seasons. I was really surprised. So my mom was standing there. She knows very well about oranges than me. And then she asked my sister's father-in-law, "How come you say that?" And then he said, "Amma, I water this plant every day, and I used to say, Lord, give fruit, yeah, for the all 4 seasons." When it was growing, oranges usually takes 10 to 13 years for the fruit to for the tree to bear the fruit. So he said, throughout those days, the years, I have prayed, Lord, I want this tree to bear fruit all the 4 seasons, and it really bare the fruit. uh, I was really surprised. So, the same, likewise, we should be fruitful in our life, all the 4 seasons of our life. Though there will be storms in our life, during those stormy times, we must not give up. We must not give up on the Lord. There will be times when we will feel like the God is not at all with us. Why am I feeling like this? Why God is not with me? Why God is not helping me? I don't feel like God talking to me. But even in those seasons, God says that if we completely follow, if we choose not to walk, if we choose not to stand, if we choose not to sit, then we will be fruitful. And the third blessing is unwithering. Even in difficult and drought, the soul remains fresh. It will be resilient, and it will be spiritually vibrant. And the fourth blessing is prosper, fulfilling the purpose and the goal that God has designed for our blessing and a meaningful life. Being prosperous, the blessings that whatever God has given in our life, when we use that for the work of the Lord, when we use that for the purpose that God has given us, that is the prosper that Bible says. That is the prosper that the prosper, the blessing that God speaks here in Psalms 1:1. Okay, now let us see guarding against the erosion. So we see that the erosion happens slowly and beneath the surface of the visible life. Stay rooted. How can I be? How can I guard me against this erosion? We stay rooted through prayer, fellowship, and scripture. The everyday prayer. That is where God will guide us. Every day, when we read the scripture, the word of the Lord will give the instruction on how and where we should go. So, the Lord's instruction is always clear, it is absolute, it has an absolute standard, and it says that it gives the clear direction. Let us all reflect. How can I begin to tolerate small compromises I once rejected? This year, this 2025, we have nearly passed 11 months now. And let us all recall how did I compromise? On what ways did I compromise? What spiritual influences am I allowing to shape my thoughts? And how can I cultivate deeper delight in God's word this week, this year, in the upcoming year? What practical steps will I take to strengthen my spiritual foundations?